Marcus Jackman, the pastor at Copper Hills Church in Harriman, Utah. This is a series of video devotions, Gleanings, feasting on the Word of God in the margins of everyday life. And today is Tuesday. That means it is Muse Day. Take our inspiration and connection to the Word through the world of the creative arts. And today it's the musical arts. Cast your minds back with me to 1983 and the absolute most ubiquitous cassette in everybody's car, everybody's Walkman at that time, it seemed, was Huey Lewis and the News Sports. It seemed like every cut off this album was released, and a different Huey Lewis song was played within every 15 minutes on every single radio station. It was like Hootie and the Blowfish before Hootie. Every cut was out there. If This Is It, Heart and Soul, I Want a New Drug, and one of them I remember in particular, The Heart of Rock and Roll. Now, the point of the song seems to be that there was more good rock and roll being generated than just on the East and West Coast, more than just New York and LA. And so one of the choruses, or one of the verses in the song, went like this: DC, San Antonio and the Liberty Town, Boston and Baton Rouge, Tulsa, Austin, Oklahoma City, Seattle, San Francisco too. So if you're a Gen Xer like me, you might have felt yourself ready to chant those words out with me, right? And I found out that originally the lyrics, as the song was written, were supposed to be "The Heart of Rock and Roll is in Cleveland," but it made for just its beating, and that's okay, fine. They list all these cities, and I can't remember. I think that a generic version was released on the radio first, but it might have been just the video on MTV. But those are all the cities that are mentioned. But later on in its release, if you listened to radio in a local market, in a specific market, there were a number of regional versions that were released as well. And so in my hometown, in my home area, as the music is trailing off and Huey Lewis is playing the harmonica, you hear his voice just shout out, "St. Louis!" And I remember having both that suspicion to say, that wasn't in the song last time I listened to it, but also that thrill of recognition. Like when a lead singer at the concert calls out, "Houston!" and the people of Houston attending this particular local concert, they go wild, right? I had a surge of pride, and also I knew it was a little manipulative, but that was okay. I thought, oh, okay, they want to acknowledge me, and it felt good. Well, that made me think of the book of Joshua. Go with me here for a second. After all the conquests in Joshua, there is the granting of the land, the apportionment, the dividing of the land between all the tribes of God's people. And there's 9 chapters that go roughly like this. The cities belonging to the tribe of the people of Judah in the extreme south toward the boundary of Edom were Kabzeel, Eder, Jagur, Kina, Dimona, Adada, Kadesh, Hatzor, Ithnan, Ziph, Telem, Bealoth, and on and on and on. 9 chapters of this. And that can be hard for you and for me to engage with. Unless we're looking at a really detailed map, it can be challenging. But imagine if Kabzeel were your hometown and the word called out, these are the towns, these are the cities, Kabzeel. It'd be like Huey Lewis shouting out, "St. Louis!" at the end of Heart of Rock and Roll. I matter. I am remembered. Each tribe, each town, each clan can say, I am seen and provided for and included and given a place in the land by the Lord my God. In a way, I think we ought to, when we read Joshua, these 9 or so chapters, I think we ought to read them with the same kind of pace that we see at a high school graduation, where each graduate, as he or she crosses the stage, has a cheer after his or her name. I think we need to understand that this is the Lord saying, you matter, and you matter. I see you. I include you. And there's a real joy and peace in that. So my encouragement to you, if you belong to the Lord through faith in Jesus Christ, you have a place. You are included. Your name, your home is secured specifically for you. God has remembered you. This is not a generic, I remember my people. You are not forgotten. You are included by name. People that feel small alongside the people that seem mighty. There's no one left out in the kingdom of Jesus. So I pray that that would be an encouragement to you today. It might be a new way to try to read or at least appreciate some chapters that could be more difficult. But I pray it's an encouragement, first and last, that you are remembered, you are seen, and you have a place before the Lord your God. Bless you today.